All right, so here's the Autodesk Inventor video. We're showing here on how to do a part in Autodesk, and obviously this is for phase 4 of your Puzzle Cube project. The particular part that I'm going to be making in this particular video is this part of my puzzle cube. So I've got a 6-piece part here, and what I'm going to do to use this part is I'm going to create a new part file using standard.ipt. Okay, so standard.ipt, you open that up, and then it will take a little while to set up some of the parameters and whatnot, and then after it does that, you'll get a screen eventually that will look something like, as you can tell, there it is, right there. Okay, so it'll look something like that. So you'll have the properties, you'll have to do some sketching, you'll also have to do some extruding. So basically, the puzzle cube is, as far as the part file creation, really requires 2 functions. Okay, all of your parts can be done as squares and rectangles. That can be 3-dimensionally extruded for the 3rd dimension, and then you just rinse and repeat sketch faces and whatnot as see fit. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a sketch, and I'm going to select one of these 3 work planes. In actuality, it really doesn't matter which work plane you select, but in this case, we'll select this particular plane. So when I select that plane, I go to sketch mode. On sketch mode, I'm going to draw. In this case, what I'm going to do for this part is I'm going to be drawing this face right here. This is obviously you cannot see the part that I'm showing you, so when you hear the audio, you see that I'm actually showing you the part. But on the video here, I'm creating the part. So in this case, I'm going to be sketching this particular square face first. So what I'm going to do that is I'm going to select my rectangle tool. So I go to the rectangle tool, and I'm going to sketch a rectangle. It doesn't have to be exact, right? Because I can just come back in and dimension the part later. So what I do is I sketch the rectangle using the rectangle tool, go to the dimension tool, I select one of the sides, and when I pull away that dimension and click, I get an edit dimension box. So because it's a 3/4 inch cube, I select the dimension of 0.75 inches. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the other side as well, pull off that dimension and type in the exact same dimension of 0.75. So I've got myself a square. Now my idea here is to take the square, finish the sketch by clicking the checkbox in the top right, and then I'm going to use the 3-dimensional Extrude Tool, which is on the top left, and you'll see the mouse is going to go over to that in just a second as it stands still. Here it goes. By the way, I'm recording this audio after I've recorded the video, so I'm doing essentially a voiceover. So if the audio and video do not seem in sync, that's why. So the Extrude Tool we use now. So obviously what I need to do is I need to extrude it so that I can get the length in the back here. So because it's 1, 2, 3 cubes in length, that's 0.75 times 3. 0.75 times 3 would be 2.25. So I go 2.25 inches back, and now I go to the home screen on my view cube, and I get this particular part of my piece. So I've effectively done half of the piece so far. Okay? So I've got that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another sketch, but this time I'm going to do another sketch on another face of this cube. So my idea, and this can be done in lots of different ways. There's ways that you can actually you can do subtractions. You can actually make a big box and then cut away parts of it and get the piece. Most of you are probably going to want to do the Additive Modeling version, which is where you sketch one piece and just add to it, extrude, and extrude, whatever way you want to do. So in this case, on this particular part, I'm going to eventually rotate the part. Here I go, okay, on the view cube. I'm going to rotate, I'm going to do a sketch on that face. And what I'm basically doing is on the part, I'm going to be putting a square at the last edge, and I'm going to extrude it out, and then that'll give me a surface that I can extrude and make the rest of my piece. So I do a sketch plane using the face, and then when I do select the sketch plane, eventually, it's 2D sketch, there we go, okay, I'm going to see that face, and it's going to do yellow lines to indicate where the geometry has been projected to my sketch plane. So what I'm going to do now is again do the rectangle, and I'm going to do a rectangle and do a 3/4 inch rectangle from that corner, making sure I've got the green dot, not the yellow dot, because the green dot means I'm coincident with my current geometry. So I select that point, and when I select that point, I will draw to the opposite corner and get me a square that's 0.75 by 0.75, which I will have to do some dimensioning of. The vertical line I don't have to dimension, because if I go from the top and bottom of this geometry, that geometry is already 0.75 inches. That length, excuse me, that is 0.75 inches. So I'm only going to have to do the dimension tool once to make sure that it's 0.75 on the bottom. And I'll pull away one for the side here. I don't need it, so I'm not going to put it on this particular sketch. So once again, I select Finish, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the Extrude Tool again. okay? And I'm going to extrude another 0.75 to get that sort of bottom layer. So I also have to switch, in this case, I got to switch the direction as well. No, actually, I don't have to switch the direction on this one. Not quite. Okay, I had to on the other one. So now I've got the bottom 4 cubes, right? 1, 2, so if I kind of look at it this way, if you kind of reflect it, that's what I have so far, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 cubes right here. So all that's left is to do the 2 cubes that are on the top of that part. So I do a sketch plane on the top of the piece, I make a rectangle, and I'm going to make that rectangle kind of take up that rectangle that I just made with the previous extrusion. So I go to the top left corner, again I go for the green dot, and I go to the bottom right corner, green dot. In this case, if I do it right, I actually don't have to do any of the dimensions. I can check and see that it's exactly 0.75 by 0.75. So I finish the sketch using the green checkbox. I extrude that face. In this case, I only need to extrude it 2 cubes in length, so set 0.75 times 2, 1.5, and then I hit that, and there's my home screen, and there's my part. Okay? So my part has been created as a result of that particular procedure events. And most of your parts can be replicated with any number of possibilities in this regard. Okay? Yeah. So you're going to do that for a total of 5 times. You've got 5 parts to do. Okay? And hopefully this tutorial on how to create the parts should be sufficient to kind of walk through the features of creating the parts.
Do you want us to color code it?
There will be colors on the. You will be doing some colors on the on the software as well, and I'll show you how to do that outside of the video. Okay?